Cheers, what's going on, vinyl community? It's LJ. And wait. Before you ask, what's that in the background? That is Greg Allman, Before the Bullets Fly. The Greg Allman Band, excuse me. Awesome album. I picked that up like 6 months ago. I spun it once, cursory, quickly. Loved it. And man, it's gotta be the warm weather finally setting in. It's just the southern sound waves are flying. This, a much better album than this. I know I showed this before as well. One of the worst albums I've ever heard. But, proof in the pudding that if you put a producer with somebody that's out of his mind, the somebody that's out of his mind will most likely do what the producer says, and it wasn't a good idea. Now get that same somebody back in his right mind and with the right producer, and you get a much better album. That's a 10. Why does it sound so good? What sounds different? I'll show you. New receiver. Come here, take a walk with me. So we'll have to do a proper video and proper introduction to this, but this is the new receiver, and I am loving it. This is the Marantz 2238B. The new monster. Oh, is this thing capable of cranking out some sound? My last receiver was the Marantz 1015. And let me tell you, that filled this room with some serious sound. But this, not only is it 100% capable of rattling the windows like my Nico NR 1219 could only do before it, but the sound is just warmer, fuller, and full of body. I mean, this receiver's got hips. Unreal. Alright, back to the vinyl update. Here we go. A very interesting stack full of a lot of very interesting things. Especially if you follow my channel, you'll be able to pick them off as we go through it. And we'll explain. First, proof that I'm still a student of country music and still learning, happily. Eddie Arnold, then you can tell me goodbye. So I'm looking to go backwards. I'm very comfortable right now in early 70s to mid 70s country, but I'm looking for that earlier stuff. And you know, that wasn't it. Jerry Lee Lewis on the other hand. So, on the back of my album of the week record, Jerry Lee Lewis, live at Third Man Records, a little house cleaning. First of all, thank you to everybody that checked out that video. That was a lot of fun to make, and it's a great album. I woke up 2 days after posting that to have gotten a notice that due to the audio use, the needle drop in that one, that Third Man Records had muted the audio on YouTube. Not a copyright strike or anything like that, but that it had been pulled down. So, you don't want a little free promotion? Fine with me. So I deleted the video. Seemed like the right thing to do. Otherwise, you're just watching a video of me going like that. Not a whole lot of fun or enjoyable. And I think enough people saw it that they got, either interested in the album or not. So, regardless of how that worked out, free promotion, I mean, I'm just helping you, I'm not making any money off this, all that kind of stuff, I gotta tell you, I still implore you wholeheartedly, go buy Jerry Lee Lewis live at Third Man Records. Inexpensive as far as new vinyl goes, and you won't be sorry for a single note. Still spinning it, still loving it, and you should too. So, I also found a copy of Jerry Lee Lewis Original Golden Hits, Volume 3. I don't usually go in for compilations, we all know that, except when they're on Sun. Now, how cool is that? That was just awesome. This is Sun 128, and it was just a fantastic comp of a lot of early Jerry Lee material. Really good record. I could say really a couple more times, but you get the point. Just great stuff, honestly. Not to be missed. Same store, couple days later, Class of 55, a Memphis rock and roll homecoming. This is Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, and Johnny Cash. Based on the description on the back, those four artists, all the Sun producers and all of that, back together to record. I was excited. 1986 threw me a little bit, and it wasn't an unfounded, call it instinct, because it sounds like 1986. Some of the arrangements, the horns and all that kind of stuff, they just sound contrived. They sound 80s, you know what I mean? Almost like, just kind of elevator-ish, the arrangements. I mean, the guys are in top form. They're singing, no doubt about it. They sound great. But the arrangements, man, they just pull it down. There's a couple good tracks on here, and it might be worth hanging on to, but I get the feeling that if it were released today, where they're no longer, I don't know, doing the nightclub and oldies act circuit. Now they're legends. Do you know what I mean? And they've all done so much better. Cash with his American stuff, and Jerry Lee with Third Man Records. If it were released today, it would sound a lot different. Now I know that's not possible, given that a couple of them passed on, but still. Anyways, whatever. Let's move into Southern territory. Black Oak, Arkansas, the debut album. Finally tracked this down on vinyl. BOA does not stand for Bank of America in this music room. It stands for Black Oak, Arkansas. And this is just a Southern fried raucous good time. Great, great, great add to the Southern Rock collection. Love it. Here's a blues one that popped up. You cannot ignore B.B. King when you find it. Even if the name of the record is To Know You Is To Love You. It's not full of syrupy, sappy ballads. B.B. never disappoints, and that album was great. It's from '73. Ray Charles, Modern Sounds and Country and Western Music. When I find this in nice shape and it's an original pressing, I grab it. And that's exactly what this is. If there's anyone that hasn't checked this out, I mean, come on. It's Ray. Right? Actually, in that same bin was Ray, I'm All Yours, Baby. Much, much slower album, orchestral arrangements, strings, but Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music. If you don't have it, you gotta track down a copy because it's so good. A little Waylon injection. This is Only Daddy That'll Walk the Line. Big deal, LJ. It's a comp. And not even just a comp, it's a Pickwick comp. I mean, made for TV, cheesy Pickwick comps. Yeah, that's true. Except this one happens to be performed from before when Waylon really should have had a comp. I mean, this is from 1973. So this is early Waylon, pre-Dukes of Hazzard Waylon. And on the heels of that CD I just grabbed, Waymore's Blues, this was welcome. This is killer. I'm always grabbing Waylon when I see him, and even if it's a comp, so be it, because it's really good. Here's Marty Robbins' More Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs, an obvious cash grab attempt after the success of the first one. You know, that one with the pink album cover with Marty. Bang! That one's alright. This one's alright. It's really just a big continuance of the same thing. Six Eye, Columbia. Pretty cool. It's an older release. You know, I just kind of felt like the Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs collection is now complete. I now have all the Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs that I could ever need. Done. Now, getting back into that earlier country thing, you know, I have that early George Jones album. It was his first or second album, but I need to explore more. After watching videos, I had kind of a handful, an idea of some artists I should be looking for, like Buck Owens. And I happened across the Best of Buck Owens and the Buckaroos, Volume 4. Pretty cool. It's a comp, but alright, let's dip our toe in the water. And then this came along, the Best of Buck and the Buckaroos, Volume 5. Still very cool stuff. A comp, so it's lacking kind of continuity in the album, and that's why I don't go for comps. I love the deep buried album tracks and the continuity you get with an album. And that stuff's not accidental. Then I turned up in early 70s, actually a couple Buck albums. Here's Arms Full of Empty and Bridge Over Troubled Water. Neither one were bad, but listening to them, I could tell it was an artist keeping up with the times. And then I found this. This is Buck's You're For Me. So it took a few to get it right. This was the Buck Owens I was looking for. And this is from, I believe it's 1962. This turned up in great shape. Capitol Color Band, and this was a fantastic listen. As soon as the needle set down on this one, I knew this is the Buck that I was looking for. And it's actually a really good album. Really good album. It's going to take some time to keep getting into that kind of country, but good stuff. So let's move on to some other exploring, because you got to explore. Variety's the spice of life. You can't just buy metal all the time. Now, Elvis and me, we're love, we're hate, we're up, we're down, and I've made videos just on that topic before. You guys know how I feel about it if you follow my channel. So I buy Elvis carefully. To be honest with you, I still give a lot of the Elvis I buy to my mother. She loves it, and I can borrow it back if I want it. But only after listening to it and seeing if it's something I want. So still settling with Elvis. When Memphis Vinyl Jim sent me Frankie and Johnny, the soundtrack, and the 68 Comeback Special soundtrack, I was done. The time was right, the place was here, they hit and they worked. I've since found and fell in love with From Elvis in Memphis and Elvis is Back. Those get just never-ending airtime around here. They're awesome. This comp turned up. This is Elvis Raised on Rock. I have listened to this, and I think this one might go to Mom. She'll appreciate it. But I do listen to him first, and I'm glad I do, because February 1970 on Stage is killer. Now, this has been reissued as a Legacy Edition CD, which I need to pick up, because this is like 8 or 10 songs, and man, it's just not long enough. Pork Salad Annie, CC Rider, oh, what high energy tracks. And there's a couple sleepers on it too. So you can tell they kind of crossed and cut, and I cannot wait to hear the full show by getting that Legacy Edition. This was a great record. This one I grabbed on the back of that. I've never, ever seen it. I've never seen this on the loose. Does anyone else have this? This is the selections from the soundtrack to This Is Elvis. Not only have I never seen the movie, but I've never seen this album. And it's full of early tracks. It's got some later ones on it too. But it's got a lot of unreleased stuff, like from the Dorsey TV show, and I know this because it says it right here. The Milton Berle show, the Ed Sullivan show, unreleased tracks from those performances, some excerpts and clips from different shows, things like JC's Award to Elvis, Madison Square Garden press conference. A really cool track. You almost kind of feel like you're watching a movie. If I only have one comp of Elvis's early stuff, this is gonna be it. This was cool. Well done. Need to see the movie. If anyone's seen it, let me know if it's worthwhile. Was it a hit? Did I miss something great? Let me know. Now, as far as Elvis goes, this was the Grail find. And this is Reconsider Baby. Part of the Elvis 50th anniversary reissue series. This one's on blue vinyl. It's like a big old blueberry. Check that out. Very, very sweet vinyl. And all it took to sell me on this one was reading the blurb on the back. Now, the blurb on the back goes into detail about saying how a lot of Elvis's best work, best material, and his roots were the blues. And that's definitely true. And it says, you know, Elvis's blues tunes were passed off a lot of the time as Christmas songs, like Merry Christmas Baby is a blues tune. And a lot of the other stuff was just squashed in between album tracks and hits, like Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel. And this takes those blues tracks and even a couple alternate takes, pulls them up out of the mix in the album where they were hidden and compressed and squashed, and gives them their own release. And this is just killer. Down in the Alley, Stranger in My Own Hometown, just stuff coming from 1954 or 55 unreleased Sun Masters, all the way up to 69, 70, 71. It's an Elvis blues comp with just a phenomenal write-up on the back about why and how this was so important and how it was squashed and hidden, and that was just criminal. And it's right. What an excellent album. Excellent listen. Here's a blind buy. Moving on. Jerry Riopel, Take a Chance. I had no idea what this was. Why did I buy it? Why would you buy it? Well, it's got a horse, and I like horses, and he has a handlebar mustache. He's got a cowboy hat. Slide guitar, stomp piano, and a song called Red Ball Texas Flyer. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Plus, this guy's got like an Alabama beard, so you know you gotta go with it. It wasn't bad. It's a little 70s pop sounding like AM Gold, but it's got just enough of like a country or a southern edge to it that it's worth spinning again. If you see it, grab it, especially if it's cheap. That was like $1, so why not? And here's a few CDs. I never show CDs, but I had to when I found these. Dale Watson's Truckin' Sessions, a recommendation from Dave, someone 481. I've had an eye on this for a long time on Amazon and just never pulled the trigger on it. Finding it used in the wild, it was like it was right there and I had to grab it. A couple others showed up used. Buddy Guy, damn right I got the blues. I mean, right on the back of seeing Greeno show Buddy Guy and Junior Wells' album of the week, and then this turned up within a couple of days. Just meant to be. Great, great, great stuff. And one last CD I found was Hound Dog, Taylor and the House Rockers. Another one I've had in my Amazon cart wish list for ages and just never bought. Oh man, do I wish I had. It's the deluxe edition, and this is just lo-fi, dirty blues. I mean, good, good, good stuff. Definitely one to keep an eye out for. And that's the stack for now. You know, I'm just overdue on a video. Again, y'all check out Jerry Lee live at Third Man Records. You will not be sorry you did. Whether my video is up, gone, down, or still around, whatever. Check it out. Another video coming up real soon to show you a little bit more about the Marantz. I just want to get to know it better. I can talk tech specs on it all day, but I want to know it better. I want to feel it and be able to have that come through and maybe have you check one out too. But I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Ciao.